Welcome back to Movie Drinker for this new episode with Alfred and Luca. Today we are going to review one of the latest movies that came out, the Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Star Wars The Last Jedi is the latest installment of the Star Wars franchise, written and directed by Rian Johnson. It follows the story of Force Awakens after the death of Han Solo and Rey's attempt to bring Luke Skywalker back into the adventure. It stars Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Mark Hamill, and the late Carrie Fisher.
So
tell me what you think
what
about
I think about the movie. Okay.
Yes.
Overall, I enjoyed the movie, but with a lot of caveats. So first of all, the movie needs a serious re-editing for several reasons. So first of all, there are scenes too long. The whole casino scenes should be completely cut away because it's completely useless and boring. Second thing, too many jokes. And third things, there are too many climactic scenes. So 1, 2 is fine, but then I think there are 3, 4, and then you say, oh man, this thing's never gonna end, something like that. But at the same time, there are some scenes that are fantastic. I think they will enter in the history of cinema. So when there is the fight on the on the Salt Planet, it's amazing. They did an excellent scene.
I think the also space fight.
Yes, it was definitely very well made. And then also, I think that one thing that I really liked a lot is the interaction between Rey and Kylo. I liked it a lot, really. I mean, it was one of the best parts of the movie, in my opinion. And also the part with Luke, because I'm called Luca, so I have some kind of affection with him. So, but it needs a lot of a rework. So I beg George Lucas, since he likes just to go back and tinker and just change his work so many times. I know that, George Lucas doesn't have anything to do anymore, but please, George, get involved and just try to re-edit this freaking movie to make it more appealing. Yeah, then the story about, the story is similar to Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi. That is true. At the same time, The Force Awakens is exactly a copycat of the first one, of Star Wars Episode 4. So I don't see why it should be a problem there. Overall, I think that with all this editing, it could be a great movie. I promise you. Yeah. I'm very honest, and when I say that I actually enjoy the movie, I'm not saying just to make you not feel bad.
Okay, so
I really kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, so I really did not enjoy this movie.
I know that you disliked it so much.
Yes,
really,
it's just
the reason. Besides the one that I already said, which.
So the thing about this movie is I kind of understand the intent behind doing this, and it's very ambitious. Okay, it's difficult to do. One of these Star Wars at this point because Disney is putting in so much money, and you want to have these epic scenes like Luke and Leia being together. Yeah. I think that was a very high climax. Yeah. They want to have as many of those as possible, and they needed to move Disney princess merchandise, so they have to make sure to build up some of the female characters, which. It's it's a strong attempt, and they want to showcase that they can do humor without Harrison Ford. They wanted to I know where
I think that
let me finish.
Let
me finish. And they also wanted to have these epic action scenes.
Yeah, okay, they did it.
So they putting all these things together. They forgot to have a story. The story is not connected at all. And it's choppy, and
I agree about
if you're making a movie, the most important thing is to have a story. That is kind of like the horse. It's your workhorse, the story, and then things that develop from the story. What they're doing is they're putting the cart in front of the horse. They say, you know what, I'm going to have this scene here, this scene here, this scene here, this scene here, and how do I meander the story to make this happen? And it is completely backwards. The humor is forced. I'm not opposed to having a lot of humor. I think the original Star Wars had a lot of humor.
But it has to be done correctly.
It has to be done correctly, exactly. They didn't do it right.
It became very annoying. It was very annoying, yes. You need to start laughing, then say, what am I laughing about, man?
Yeah, stupid. It's like Spaceballs.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the whole iron thing that's coming down. I'm like, oh man, it's so dumb.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
And, I didn't, other than Kylo Ren, I didn't like any of the character development. I know they had to develop the characters because it wasn't really well developed in Force Awakens. It's 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, too long, way too long.
About an hour and a half. But an hour and a half
Yeah.
was based around the fact that they had this slow speed space chase.
Yes, exactly, yes.
The First Order could have just taken some of the ships and hyper jumped in front of the spaceships. Like anybody who with a brain would just stop that. Look, the whole story had a ton of holes. Like, just, oh my god, it's so bad. I hated this movie.
I have no idea what is going on. So I would really like, so if anybody from Disney is gonna listen to this, they can write us some kind of a comment in our Movie Drinker website and let us know, really, because I'm really curious how you couldn't really figure out that it was so easy to make it way better and more enjoyable. But anyway, how many times would you watch it?
One time.
One time. I will watch it several times, but with the editing. Either made by the people in Disney or made by me, just fast forward, because...
Yeah, fast forward, my one time is including fast forward.
Really?
Because there's scenes like, you know, Lucas milking the sea cow or whatever, I'm just like...
Yeah, you can skip that, yes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
A spoiler.
It's not a big spoiler. Anyway, okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And let us know if you agree with us with this kind of a disappointing outcome of this Star Wars.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, especially for 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
Bye.